It is the People Station, V103 ATL's #1 for hip hop and R&B. And Ryan Cameron and Wanda Smith, we have our situation live this morning. And I wanted to bring her in because I think she speaks, volumes for many women here in the ATL. They have this story. So Stacey is here. She's 39 years old. She's successful businesswoman, and to describe her, she's inspiring, vibrant, dependable, determined, and that's what people say about her. She's pretty humbling, and she's great, and she's blessed, but she wants to share her story with dating in Atlanta. Dating in Atlanta has been very difficult, but I want everybody to log on. You can see Stacey live in the studio with us. Just watch v103.com. And good morning, Stacey.
Good morning, Wanda and Ryan. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you're very welcome. We're so happy that you decided to join us because, women feel this way, but they're afraid to speak out. So if you could, in a nutshell, tell us what you're battling with dating in Atlanta at 39 years old, doing many things for yourself. What is your challenge?
Well, the challenge is, 39 is a great age.
Right.
I'm loving being 39. It's dating and being celibate. That is extremely hard. And it's hard because I don't know when to say that I'm celibate. And it's not the problem of getting attention, because attention for me, quite frankly, is really, really easy. It is just getting to the point where past the attention and to the multiple dates that lead to something. Because at the end of the day, although I feel great at 39, I would at some point love to be married and share life with someone. And so the difficulty is the really more or less how do you get there, and that's what I struggle with. Being a good girl in a world where it's hard, where you go on social media and it's all about how you look. And what I find the problem with is people aren't looking on the inside. And I just want somebody to see me authentically for me, Stacey. And so that's the problem.
So you meet a guy and y'all go on multiple dates. You have a good time. Is sex one of the first things he wants to do?
Oh, absolutely. Hands down.
And you're saving yourself for marriage, but you want to know how to get around. Look, dude, just see me for me and stop. Why is that one of the first things we have to do?
Exactly. And men, I get it, are very visual, as are women, right?
Right.
So my thing is, how do you see getting past the? I wouldn't even count 5 dates.
Got you.
And
wow.
So how do you get past that where it's like, it's the deal breaker? Sex is the deal breaker. Oh, you're not having sex, so I don't have interest in you because I can't get what I want. But how do I know I want to marry you? But you don't even want to spend the time.
Wow.
So that's the problem, is trying to be a good girl in a world where flesh and your exterior is what trumps the inside and what's internal in your soul and who you are as a person.
Okay, well, I think Stacey said enough. Ryan is sitting here with his arms folded. I don't know what that means, but it's okay. I need to hear from people in Atlanta. Let's talk.
Oh, I don't get to say nothing?
Stacey.
I'm just trying to be a good girl.
You get to say something.
But
you got your arms folded like I normally do.
No,
Okay.
I'm just listening. I'm listening.
Okay, tell us what you feel.
I'm curious because I hear what you're saying. I'm looking at your Facebook page. You have a lot of inspirational things on here. Surround yourself with things and people that encourage you to keep going.
Yes.
Don't allow excuses to hold you back. No limits. Keep pushing. Faith. So when you were sexually active,
Okay.
how long ago was that?
That's 2 years.
It's okay. So when you were 37.
Correct.
Okay, what brought, because I'm trying to give the background for people who are saying, well, what brought about this change?
Well, first, I am a pastor's daughter.
Aha, pretty
Okay.
good.
So I'm a PK.
Yeah.
And so I was raised on the principles of don't fornicate, don't have sex before marriage.
Right.
So, clearly I didn't.
Right.
Clearly.
Barely.
Clearly. And so I've been getting it on for years, and I'm not going to front.
That's what we waiting on.
Let's
She's
just
been
let's
doing
keep it real.
Let's get off the paper.
She's been doing it.
So, and I like it. Let's be real here.
As you
right?
should.
Absolutely.
But I got to a point where I had to look at me and see what I was doing.
Right.
And so what was happening was I wasn't getting the results that I wanted.
It was just sex.
It was just sex.
Right.
great sex.
Right.
Don't get me
just sex.
wrong. It was
Right.
just sex.
Right.
And then I got to a point where I wanted more.
Aw.
And then I realized, okay, well, you've been a part of the problem, right? So what do I do to reel it back
Right.
and correct myself? So
I love it.
I did the work. I dated myself.
Right.
And that was the choice to become celibate.
You had some me on me time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and
Which
talk,
is huge.
Perfect.
and for me, it was self-worth. I started with self-worth.
Yeah.
And you know, it's about loving yourself and understanding what you will and will not put up with. And so here we are. I've come to self.
Okay, we're gonna go to break here, but when we come back, we're gonna get phone call 741 WBE.
Yes.
But in 10 seconds or less.
Okay.
Right, or 20 seconds. I'll give you 20 seconds.
Okay.
When you tell a guy when y'all first start dating that you're celibate, does that become a goal for him to try to crack the code?
9 times out of 10, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I would think.
Yes.
The slow wear down.
Like, yeah, shoot. Girl, I just want to give you a
challenge.
massage, girl. I don't want to have no sex with you.
Right. I'm loving this
I got
this
a
morning.
t-shirt and some big shorts. You can spend a night. I don't want to have no sex with you.
I know
girl.
my sister's getting ready to call
Does
this
that sound-
morning.
Ah, she's like, does that
Oh my
sound
God.
familiar?
Oh my God, ladies.
Oh my God.
Let's open up and talk
I
this
was trying to
morning.
have sex with you. That ain't even on my mind.
And then you get pounced on.
Wow. 44741 WBE. Call us up and let's talk with Stacey this morning about being celibate. And, you know, she just want to save herself for the great man at 39.
Good morning, Wanda.
Good morning,
Ryan.
Scott. All
up,
right,
Scott?
Scott, what do you want to say about our
Off the
situation?
rip, save yourself some drama before you get invested or he get invested. Tell him day one how you feel about that. That way there's no investment. You're okay if he walks away. Why would you wait to date 5? Did I meet your representative date 1 through 4? The one thing that I do know about you when I meet you is that I am physically attracted to you. Physically. I don't know anything else about you. So now I'm trying to take care of that and get that out the way. I'm not saying it's right, but that's the one thing I know for a fact. So why not tell me day 1 before I invest, before you invest? Why are we waiting on date 5? Because I'm going to pull out my calculator and go out. I spent 5 dates. We ain't got to get into all of that. Tell me initially. I can move on. You can move on if that's the case.
Thank you so much, Scott.
821 right now. 821. Log on to watchv103.com. And Stacey in the studio, you know, Miss Stacey Lord on the Facebook with MS.
Put her social media out there.
Miss Stacey Lord, because people
They
ask
wanna
me on
see
Twitter,
her.
take her picture. No, you
Right.
go to the Facebook and see.
Or you can watch live right here.
Watch.
Watch V103.com. And Stacey's 39 years old, and you know she's on the dating scene, but she's saving herself for marriage. And you know she's been out there doing some things, and she said, you know what, one day I got to take care of me. And if I keep giving it up, then no guy's gonna put the ring on it.
Yes.
So we're taking your calls this morning. Good morning, V1. Are we ready? We're not ready for calls yet?
All right, want me to
Okay.
some tweets?
Okay. Yeah. Let's get some tweets.
All right. Bola says, celibate or not isn't the issue of a guy. If a guy doesn't feel she's an addition to what he's got going, there's no next steps. What do you think about that?
I can respect that. I mean,
Okay.
I can respect it. But if a guy can't see it, then he's
Right.
blind because
And
I'm
these are comments
more
from
than an
guys.
asset.
Okay.
Jay White says, she going celibate kind of late in the game. Nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't ensure anything. Your thoughts?
Okay.
But it's reassuring something for yourself, right?
Well, but this is the thing is that, you know, everybody has their own path. And so no matter when you get there, this is my journey, right? This is Stacey's journey. So Stacey got there at 37.
Right.
And so maybe I'm a little late in the game. First of all, I was scared of marriage to begin with.
Aha!
Okay.
Okay, talk about that. Why were you scared? What was going on?
Well, I come from a family, you know, my out of my parents, my mother and my mom's side, 11 of them, only one was in their original marriage. So I come from a family of divorce, and so and these are godly people. The God
church people.
Right.
said, you know, this is the one. And so you know, I was afraid to get married because I'm like, well, you guys are apparently consulting with God on this, but it ain't work. So, you know, I was afraid to get married because I was afraid of getting divorced. So by the time I got to the point where, okay, I'm opening myself up to marriage, I was 33. And I started dating a younger guy. That relationship, you know, from beginning until I'm good with, you know, the whole relationship I've done and I'm over with 6 years. So yeah, I'm a little bit late, 37 by the time I got there in terms of self-discovery and getting to the point that I want more. And so I knew sex needed to be eliminated. And so that's where I'm at again. And I don't put, Stacey is Stacey. I'm an open book. I don't have anything to hide.
Right.
Quite frankly, if we weren't live, I wouldn't have on any makeup. I mean, I'm just who I am. I don't have anything to hide. And so, you know, it's not about getting to 5 dates, as one caller said. It's Stacey is Stacey at day one, and that's just how I am. I don't have anything. I don't have to front. I don't have to.
Are you fun? Are you a fun girl?
Absolutely. From roller coasters to skydiving to I love to travel. I love to hike. I run. I'm very fit. You know, so I do cook. I'm a vegetarian.
I know, but I'm saying, like, if a man wasn't a vegetarian and he just out of luck.
No, I cook. I don't mind. I'm just not
So
gonna
you'll
eat.
fry some chicken.
Well, I'm not good at frying chicken. I'll be honest.
And there it is.
Well, that's your problem.
I'm not,
All right, Stacey, the end. That's your answer.
And
In 39 damn years, you ain't learned how to fry chicken yet. 39 damn years, and you still talking about tofu? Girl, get out of here.
Right, you crazy.
Well, I'm not good at the chicken frying.
I'm like-
You 39. When you gonna get good?
Oh, my
Let's go to the
God.
phone line. People up here alone.
Good morning, Wanda. I was just thinking, like, Tyrese goes on these rants about women saving themselves, but here this lady decided to start a celibacy journey, and she still can't find a decent man. So I don't think it's women. I think it's the issue with men.
Girl, please.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your comment.
You guys have a good day.
All
right, bye.
Tyree, girl, get out of it.
CJ calling from Atlanta. Go right ahead with your comment. You're 35 years old and...
Yeah, I'm a 35-year-old married male, and I just want to say there's nothing wrong with being celibate, and first and foremost, men and women both want sex. But that's one of the easiest things to get, especially in hot Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You can get that before you can get food. But she needs to, in my opinion, you know, go into the friend zone first. And if a man really, really likes you, he won't worry about sex. He will want sex, but he won't pressure you about sex, and he will want to just get to know you. And it's also how you represent yourself. What are you wearing? What are you talking about? Where do you go on your dates, you know, and all of that type of stuff. Because if you talk about sexual things or things that lead up to that, then yes, he will want that. But if you show your worth and you find a man and you can see his worth and he understands who you are as a woman, black woman, or what have you, then he will appreciate you more. You see what I'm saying? Because it takes two to get to the top to get that ring. And he may want the same thing that you want. But if you put it out there, he will take it. But at the same time, if you restrain and just
He'll
try to
wait.
be friends, exactly, he will wait because he knows your worth.
Thank you, brother.
No problem.
So off the air, you know, we were just kind of talking about, you know, relationships, and I said to her, you know, are you the mommy type? You know, are you aggressive towards men? Are you, you know, the person saying, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I don't do this, I don't do that, I want to do this, and are you scaring them away? Or, you know, what do you think, honestly, if it's happening that many times? Like, what do you think, honestly, your gut feeling?
Well, my gut feeling is I can be like that. I can be a bit regimented because me being so give you a long leash hasn't worked for me. So perhaps it is, you know, one extreme to the other. And then, you know, I'm trying to get in the middle and find that balance. But, you know, again, for me, it's I always question, like, how do they not see me? Like, how do you not see me? Like, and it's not like I put all 52 cards on the table, but you know, I am who I am, and you know, I have this great energy, and I have a lot going for myself. But at the same time, it's not that, you know, I'm in the point where I'm so independent I don't need a man. No,
You know what I like about you, though? Let me tell you what I like about you. You have not mentioned one time, I'm this, I'm that, I work here, I work, like, you haven't mentioned your job, and I think that's important. You know what I mean? Like, that's not that important, that because when we meet in Atlanta, meet guys or women, the first thing we talk about is your occupation and where you live and what kind of house you have and what kind of car you drive.
I can't
and
stand that.
Not one time have you mentioned that.
I can't stand that because I want people to see, because at the end of the day, a job is a job, right?
Exactly.
It's not necessarily who I am as an individual. It could be an ends to an ends to a mean.
That's
it doesn't necessarily mean that that's my purpose in life. So my whole thing is trying to get the guy to see Stacey for Stacy. And then I always question, like, how do you not see me? Like, how
Could
do
be
you
intimidating.
not see me and not
Intimidating.
jump on it?
Intimidating.
Yes, right.
I have a question.
Yes,
Stacey.
sir.
I got my hand up.
Yes,
over here.
yes.
You're successful.
Yes.
I'm giving like the qualifiers. You know,
Okay.
you're an attractive woman. Like you said, you're physically fit. And for a lot of guys who are listening, they would think, you know, well, this sounds like a good idea. So I think for Atlanta, I need to ask this question: are you crazy?
No.
Okay,
No.
what describe crazy?
She knows exactly what I mean.
No,
I mean, say
I'm not
it.
crazy. I'm not crazy. And let me.
Are you a pop-up chick?
No, I'm not a pop-up chick. I'm not a stalker. It's funny. There was a guy that I was working with. He was like, "How are you so cool and how are you single?" I said,
Right.
"He said you can't be this cool in a relationship." I said, "You know what? Let's ask the horse." I called my ex-boyfriend, put him on speaker.
Okay.
And I
His
said,
name is the what?
No, you know the horse's mouth.
The horse's mouth.
Yeah.
So I called the horse.
Oh, I thought
Yeah, that went over your head.
maybe that's why he stopped having sex, because he was built like a horse.
No.
No. So I
no.
got my ex-boyfriend on the line,
Okay.
and
They
he
asked
was like, "Nah,
questions.
she's cool. She's like that in a relationship." So,
So what was his problem?
well, he was young. I mean, 9
Okay.
years younger than me. We
Okay.
headed in different directions. He's still trying to figure it out,
Right.
and I'm like,
Is there a particular guy you like, you know, a look, or does it matter? Or
That's a good question.
yeah, because I like to hear women talk about, like, and I always say, if you could marry a celebrity, married or not married, just and they ask Rihanna this, but who would it be? Like, who do you think is like, oh my God, he is like, oh, who do you feel that way about?
Boris Cujo.
Okay.
And I say that because he's a family guy. He's fun.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of
Yes.
personality.
Yes.
He's international. He
Right.
loves to travel.
Yeah.
And he's, he's
Okay.
good looking. He's tall and handsome.
Boris
Okay.
Kojo.
Before.
Boris Kojo. Wow.
Yeah.
Nicole Ari Parker, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
8:30 right now. Okay, who's number two?
Number two,
Is this Boris Kojo or nothing?
no, Blair Underwood.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's two different.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Situations with Wanda is on. Log on to watchb103.com. We're getting lots of
Wow.
Twitter reaction on social media.
And calls
And
and
calls.
everything. Oh my God. Okay, so give me Twitter. What's somebody saying on Twitter?
Okay, hold on. Before we read some more of the tweets, how socially addicted are you?
Oh, I'm on social media all the time.
Is that something that would be an issue with somebody that you were
Turn
dating?
off.
Like you said, all the time. What does that mean?
Oh, within reason. I mean, I gotta work, but part of what I do is being on social media. So, it's a part of my life. Do I put my business out? No.
Sheik says on Twitter, I think at 39, guys are thinking something's wrong with you. And adding celibacy won't better your odds in finding quote unquote, the one.
I think that's legitimate, but I would beg to differ. I mean, at the end of the day, first of all, people are getting married later. So let's start there. So, no, being celibate and dating at 39 is not something that should not happen. People are getting married, waiting till they're freaking 40 and 40 something.
I ask
to
you,
get
when
married.
you're meeting a guy, do you sit down to the table, go on dates, whatever, and then you just automatically go up? But let me just let you know up front, I'm celibate. Like, do you put it out there quickly? Because I think, to me, that would be a turnoff if I was a guy. Because I may be coming to the table and I'm checking you out. I like you. I like everything about you. And then you throw that out. He may not want to have sex with you.
See, I haven't yet, and I say that, but in the past, it's always turned on. I get pounced on. I don't know how the sexual attraction is real.
Hashtag pounceable.
Pounceable, exactly. Like, so, and that's the problem, is that now do I go to the extreme and say, okay, well, let me just let you know up front? Or do
I think you doing it up front is a turnoff. Because
Well, of course.
I'm just saying it's a
Well, I
turn.
haven't gotten there yet.
Okay,
That's a given.
but I'm saying if you automatically start dating, well, I'm just gonna say, going out on dates with a guy, And if I was a guy and I was attracted to you and I'm like, I like everything about you, and you like, well, first of all, let me let you know up front, ain't no ass over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying.
Wow.
Like that could be a turnoff, because in his mind, he may have just was gonna pass on it, because they said if a man wants you, he'll just wait. It doesn't matter. He'll wait on you. But if you got to throw it out there up front, then it's a turnoff.
Yeah, well, and that's why I'm here.
Right, gotcha.
Because I'm in
It's
that
a situation.
in-between.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the situation.
Trying to figure it out
It's
on
trying
how
to
to
figure
do
out
it.
what that balance is. When do you
Right.
Got
say
you,
and
got you.
communicate that to the guy? And my experience is when I wait, I still get pounced on either way.
Wow.
So
Hashtag pounce.
yeah, so pounceable.
Got
Okay.
a phone call,
Yes.
741 WVE. Donovan's been waiting for a moment to talk to you. Are you ready?
Are you ready for this one?
Okay.
Hello, B103.
Okay.
Hey, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hi, Donovan. Go right ahead, calling us from Latonia.
Hey, Stacey, why you out there taking up them people's time? Because that's what you're speaking about. With Ryan has a legit point and a question, which is, are you crazy? Because everything that you mentioned for somebody that is of our age, of the 49 and, or should I say 39 and older, your pool has dwindled so much to you can't be picky. And you're not really bringing nothing to the table that you can't fry chicken. I can't take you home to my mama and my mama look at she cute, but that's real to a Southern boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, baby.
I mean, that's superficial, but at the same time, though, you saying nobody see you because the woman behind you has already been through some stuff and ready to do some things, and you still trying to play the games of I'm cute and everything, but nobody has that time and that kind of patience to be doing that at this age. You're in the wrong city to be doing that, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I mean,
so
just point blank.
Okay, and I respect your comment. So what exactly are you trying to say?
You in the wrong city to try to play those games because a woman that behind you has been through some stuff and ready for a real relationship.
But what game?
And you telling me that I have to buy the car without testing and driving it? You crazy? I'm not going to invest that kind of time in you.
Oh, so you want a test drive? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we've been real and grown up, right?
Okay, but don't. What I'm saying is get to it, because I don't know how to answer your question, because I don't know what you're really asking me.
You put a plethora of stuff out there to why you single and why you doing this, but the main thing I'm still hearing is one, because it's not making sense. But again, going back to what Ryan said, as a man at 39 years old, what are you really bringing to the table for a man that's already ready, that has been inexperienced in doing things and probably used to having sex on a regular?
Oh, what am I bringing to the table? Oh, lots of personality, energy,
But
love.
how long does that? I mean, but that's cool. But okay.
So let me ask you this, Donovan. How
that can only go for so long?
Donovan, how should she handle this? Because I get what you're saying, and I was just talking to her off air as well. How should she handle this at 39? Like, honestly, you said she's in the wrong city. What should she do, honestly?
Move.
Damn, Donovan.
Because move the hell out of Atlanta.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Get the hell on.
He said the end for you.
Hell on, Stacey.
Oh my God.
Hell on with you.
Wow.
Stacey, the question, because we got to go to break, and Wanda's got her opinion, her solution.
Yes.
But I think what Donovan was trying to say was that at 39, the kind of man that you might meet, because you've already done the younger thing, it's going to be somebody either older than you or close to your age range, and at that level of maturity, you're an adult. You've gone through things, you've had issues, you've had solutions, you've had problems, and sex is something that a guy may think is part of the deal. You disagree?
I agree that a guy is going to think that, but if he values me, he would be willing to wait. My thing is, how do you even get there? And I'm not crazy, Donovan.
Aww.
And I've lived in Atlanta now twice, and this is my second time. I went willingly, but came back willingly as well. And yeah, I'm not fearful. I'm not apprehensive. I don't think dating in Atlanta is bad. I think life is what you make it. I think that if you stay on the positive side, positive things are going to happen to you. So I'm hopeful. I'm very optimistic, even at 39. Even with being celibate and dating at 39, I'm extremely optimistic. It's just a matter of finding the formula. So that's where I'm at.
I'm kind of in agreement with Ryan. I'm looking at the age, and I kind of agree that and I'm aggressive, so I totally disagree with the way you're handling it. Cause I'm the aggressive one. Like I'm like, hey, let me see that right now. Let me. Let's do something. Let's do something. What you want?
I know we beat my part. Pull it out.
So I'm just gonna say, in a nutshell, I do agree with what Ryan was saying, and we're gonna wish you well, and hopefully today, our listeners were able to help you out with, some different things. And don't take these things lightly, because especially when a man tells you, just take little bits and pieces, and then what women were saying as well. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we were helpful, and I wish you well. I love you, and have a great finding a man. How about that?
Thank you.
She's never tried online dating though.
Or apps.
No Tinder, no swiping, no online. You've never done any of that.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, if you have a situation, as you can see, we help everybody. Call 404-832-2909. That's 404-832-2909. And leave your situation on our situation line. It's the People Station.